Hello everybody, Shadow SP here, and I am playing Granblue Fantasy again today. And I think I'm going to make some more progress in one of our raid series, specifically being the T3 raid series, which would be the one over here marked with 3 stars. There's a big history as to why it's called T2. I don't want to go into it. It's not long or anything, but it's not particularly interesting either. Alright, so I'm going to be attempting the Grani showdown, as you might be able to tell from the grid that I've got displayed here. I'm interested in taking this down so that we can, well, officially make some more progress. But there is actually a use case for one of the weapons that drops here. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't show up in the Knick-Knack Academy, so it'd be pretty nice to get a Bow of Sigurd. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and go with... I'm gonna go with Uriel. And our party is gonna be this, which is just generally our Earth party at this point. Depending on the content, and when we get Boygan to his 5-star uncap, he might start in the front line, depending on what we're doing. But yeah, this is pretty much our party. As for our summons, I'm bringing the Bellring Angel, Sandalphon, and a Sapphire Carbuncle. This is a full sustained summon setup. We're trying to mitigate damage and avoid getting killed, because that would be bad. As for our sub skills, this party actually doesn't really need too much in terms of what we can bring, and legitimately we don't have. We already have the Veil that it comes on Tactical Shield to prevent debuffs, and our party members handle Gravity and Blind. Extra defense down. So really, once we have Miserable Mist, we don't need any additional utility. So I brought Out of Sight, which is from the Assassin class, which is an EX1 class that we didn't really talk about ever. It just makes it so that we are less likely to be attacked. And I picked Out of Sight specifically because this boss has a couple different charge attacks that are either single target or multi-hit. And I can try to pass hostility on to the Love Life character, who has a full dodge on a pretty short cooldown. So we can try to get some utility out of that. Alrighty. Let's give this a go, shall we? Alright, so up until 50%, there's no triggers, so we're gonna just do our usual beginning of fight stuff. Hold on, let me find a sticker that's appropriate. There. This'll do. Alright. So we want to get our buffs running. And we're gonna go ahead and Miserable Mist. Welder first skill. Alright, whiffing the defense down is really annoying. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and do Alethea's skills just so we can get him back off the cooldown. Alright, damage has been dealt, so we're gonna keep going. Okay, not an issue. Okay, let's go ahead and see if this works. No, they're the normal charge attack is a single target. Alright, so that did hit our main character anyway. Which, I mean, it sucks, but it's whatever. It doesn't really matter. It was just damage into tactical shield. Yeah, that's kind of the problem with the hostility down. Against a single hit, it's not going to work that well. And Relic Buster has higher hostility anyway. But against the multi-attack, full diamond move, it'll do a lot better. Alright, let's get Miserable Mist out so we can more defense down. We're going to delay using Welder's skills because he's got... and I think we're going to delay using our charge attack one turn because we want to get the chain burst. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to delay using our tactical shield for one turn. Alright, so now that our shield is down, let's go ahead and get Welder's stuff going. Use Alethia's skills, and we should be good to charge attack here and get Grani for us. Okay, then we can summon Uriel. Gives us a 30% gauge boost. We're gonna use Welder's second skill, which is a substitute slash full evade. Which means that our the single target attack that comes in should just go to him, and the damage should go into the void. Alright, out. Feels like we're rolling around. We're rolling pretty well here. Right, our damage does leave a little bit to be desired, but the team is working just fine. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and summon C2 here. That's not what I wanted to click on. Because I want to get Alethia's charge attack off this turn rather than waiting. Also, it's nice to get the extra charge attacks in for Welder. His like hero buff is pretty limited in time, and if you can charge attack more, it lasts longer. And it's really strong, so it's nice to get that going as long as possible. Alright, we have... Okay, no problems. Just use both of these. Oh, I should probably put Miserable Mist back on. And then we use Welder's first skill. Alright. We're gonna go ahead and use Aquamarine Carbuncle for the first time. 50% damage cap for 3 turns. We're gonna go ahead and pass Hostility to Love Live and use her fourth skill. And we're gonna use Alethia's Ignition and go ahead and charge back. This should mean we don't really take any damage. Yeah. And what little we take, it gets healed from the auto reaction from Love Live. It's pretty convenient. And this boss is weird because they basically, whenever you take a charge attack, you get a bonus. In the case of the one that they have in their overdrive, it gives you 25% charge bar, which is kind of cool. We're gonna summon Sandalphon just for the attack up. Okay, we got 2 turns left. Maybe triple attacks so we can keep extending. Which is kind of nice. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and substitute this next one. Gotta get the blind and everything back on. Okay, we missed the blind, that's fine. I don't like relying on stuff like blinds after all. Okay, we get a nice amount of gauge there. Get our skills off. I can extend this if I summon Uriel, but I don't think it's really necessary or even worth it. We are going to lose some damage with Welder by him not having that up anymore, but there's really not much we can do about that. Right, it's gonna happen at some point that his ranger buff goes down. Alright, we summon Uriel. It's a big attack buff and a big defense buff. It's pretty nice. And we avoid using Alethia's third skill unless the bar is almost entirely empty, because in that case we get the most value out of it. Alright. Okay, so we use our secondary survival method. Which is basically just do nothing. But having the big shield on does help a lot when it comes to taking something like this, like these repeated block hits. And you see, with that particular one, main character only got attacked once, and a bunch of those hits went straight into Love Live, who was dodging. So that's pretty convenient. Okay, 50% trigger should be another block, so we're approaching that real soon. I don't think we'll hit it this turn, but we gotta keep a close eye on how much damage we're dealing. No, I think we just attack here. Alright, this time we summon C2 so we can get Alethea in on the chain burst. I let Miserable Mist fall off, that's my bad. When I'm just mashing, sometimes I forget. Alright. My buffs and debuffs back in order. Go ahead and summon Sandalphon. That attack up on. And because block is coming out, we're gonna go ahead and use substitute. Man, that is really not great timing. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and summon Carbuncle then. Yeah. We do get hit with Paralyze, which sucks pretty bad, but there's not much we could have done about that. Oh, except deal a small amount more damage on the turn prior, so we got the trigger with Welder's substitute up. That's okay though. These things happen, and we'll just have to deal with it. We're gonna go ahead and delay using the Tactical Shield for another couple turns. Okay. Yeah, and if Paralyze had missed on Love Live, we could remove it. You know, when it doesn't, you just gotta deal with it. Alright. Be nice to get into break here. Because getting into break when we're not at full diamonds is pretty much the ideal scenario. Okay. So now we can go ahead and put this stuff back on. Cast our skills. I'm gonna go ahead and summon Uriel here, even though it's gonna whiff on main character, because it'll let Welder get in on a chain burst. Okay, we really don't have anything to do, so we're just gonna push the attack button. Okay, break is over. This should be the single target attack. So let's go ahead and have Welder substitute that. And we'll go ahead and also summon C2 because we don't have anything else to do, really. And it gives us a little chain burst here. Lets me use more Alethea skills. We're just trying to go, you know, as much attacking as possible. The more times Alethea can charge attack, turns out the better thing to go for us. Okay, so it looks like all the buffs fell, or the debuffs fell off for whatever reason. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and summon Sandalphon. And then we're going to use Alethea's skills and attempt to hit the gravity again. Which we did, which is good. It's always in our best interest to have gravity running. Alright. 2 more turns and we can get Tactical Shield back up, which is pretty much perfect. I should have cast Miserable Mist. I'm dumb. That was my bad. There we go. And we've once again whiffed the defense down. Yep, alright. That does happen sometimes, and it is pretty annoying. I think we save the the Sapphire Carbuncle. No, actually I think we use it. We have plenty of time going back for the 10% trigger. Okay, not a problem. Alright. go ahead and delay our charge attack for a turn, so we can get Alethea in on the action. Oh, I should have used his first skill. It refreshes on charge attack. That was dumb of me. Okay. And this will let us summon Uriel next turn with pretty much optimal coverage. Alright, can we land the defense down this time? No? Okay. Sometimes you get into a pattern where this happens, and there's really nothing you can do about it. Alright, so you'll notice that it used block there. That's because we've reached an HP threshold where the normal attack becomes block. So we're in normal overdrive, it's block, that's just how it is. It does gain access to a new overdrive full diamonds attack, so we're gonna have to be a little careful about that, but for now it's not an overdrive, so we don't need to do anything special. We should summon Sandalpaw and get that little amount of healing going. Man, it'd be nice if we had defense debuffs, but when you don't hit them, you don't hit them. Okay. Couldn't get in our augments out of the way. Go ahead and use Weller's first skill. Yeah, that gives a little bit of a defense debuff. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and use Levelized Force. Put hostility up on them. Okay. Not a big deal. We might as well use Alethea's third skill here. It'd be a couple turns before we got to charge attack with him anyway. Okay, let's try to hit this defense debuff again. We did. That's pretty good value. We just attack here. Gravity's fallen off, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and summon C2, just because it gives a pretty big value. And yeah, we'll just use Levelized second skill and attack. I don't think anyone's gonna die from getting hit with anything here. We've got pretty big shields still. I mean, that was not ideal, but because we didn't get hit with the gravity over, or we didn't get hit with paralyze over here, we can remove it with everything, and everybody gets a defense up, which is kind of convenient. Okay, let me go ahead and apply that. Hit this, and we are good to go. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and charge attack. Get that Alethea value in. Alright, let's get our tactical shields back up. Summon Uriel. Some big skill damage hits. Alright. So that gets us into overdrive. So we're going to start having to deal with more powerful hits. Let's go ahead and use Carbuncle. Okay. Summon Sandalphon. And attack. Gotta keep a close eye on how much damage we are dealing. How much duration does this have? 2 turns? Okay. So next turn we're gonna actually get something out of that. Can we stop missing the defense debuff every single time? Jeez, man. Alright. Heal up. Attack. Okay, Yeah, I really don't want to, but I think I have to engage augments here. And we're gonna go ahead and use level up fourth skill. Because the attack that comes out is AoE, so we should be fine. Those two dodge. I guess we could have used Wilder's dodge also, but not that big a deal. Yeah. Okay, so those two dodge. I think we delay on using anything, on using the debuff removal until next turn, so we have defense up for the next charge attack. Okay, and for that reason, we're gonna delay on using skills. Okay, we're at 15. I'm over here trying to time my Bellringer Angel. Alright, let's remove the attack down. Okay, so we should be able to, at the very least, use Aquamarine Carbuncle on full diamonds. Okay, yeah, let's use Garnet or the Aquamarine Carbuncle here, and we'll go ahead and just charge attack with Alethea. If we can take that hit, it's not that big of a deal. We'll heal. We don't want to summon here. We do want to put on attack. I think we charge attack. And don't use Alethia's skills. And then here we use Bellringer Angel. Use Alethia's skills. And attack him. Yep, there's 10%. We got the timing. The reason we had Bellringer Angel there is because that attack does roughly, you know, a third more damage than, or roughly 1.5 times the damage of the other one that it's been doing. Which, if we don't have any mitigation, is hitting for like 7,000, which is pretty big. We don't want to deal with that. Okay, we missed the gravity. That's okay. It's not the end of the world to miss that. I should have summoned Sandalphon. I can still summon Sandalphon next turn. It's not that big a deal. I'm using Welder here, by the way, to conserve my shields. Because we have Bellringer Angel shields up, we have pretty flimsy ones, but that's okay. Okay, now we summon Sandalphon. Use debuff removal. And attack. Okay, I mean, we're taking some damage here. For survival's sake, go ahead and use our heal, and we're gonna summon C2, not because it's we need the meter, but because we want the shield on Alethea. It's a weird moment. You don't usually want to do that, but sometimes it's the best decision. Okay. And we can summon the Carbuncle. We'll reapply here. No. I think we're good for now. But we are going to go ahead and use Ignition. Because the odds that Alethea ends up dying are non-zero. So we would like to get as much damage out of him as possible. Hey, that's a survival that required the Carbuncle and the shield. Good stuff. Okay. Let's play Miserable Mess. Wow, those hits did nothing. This attack down must be massive. Alright, well, we're dealing with AoEs anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and use Welder's third skill to, or second skill to keep things safe for us between melees. Let's go ahead and try to put on gravity again. Mess with both. Yep. Okay. Let's go ahead and just not use our charge attack because that massive attack down. Lethia goes down, but that actually means that we get an extra chain in here. And that is generally the person that you'll expect to go down in this team setup. Alethea has no survivability skills, whereas the rest of our team all has them. So it makes sense that they're the ones that go down. Okay, let's put this hostility up over here. Dodge for the heals. Yep, and this is the one turn that it decides to single attack and not attack the person with higher hostility. Yep, I mean, that can happen. It's not substitute. Man, we are whipping everything in these last couple turns. Alright. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, we did take a lot of damage there, and we did lose a character. But it was okay that we lost a character. We still had more in the back row. I'm convinced. Grani is defeated. Alright, so now we can get a 4-star uncap of Wilhelm, which means absolutely nothing to us. Yeah, so clearing the Grani showdown gives you the ability to 4-star uncap Wilhelm, which is one of its weapons. 4-star uncap the Bow of Sigurd, which is its other weapon. And 4-star uncap the Summon Grani. And this is the case for every single one of these. There's a gotcha summon that's attached to it that their 4-star uncap is unlocked by completing the respective raid. Of those, the 4-star uncaps don't really matter on any of them, but the Athena one's kind of nice if you've got a 3-star Athena just kind of floating around. Yeah, so the Grani showdown can drop the Bow of Sigurd, which show over here. Nope, that's not where I wanted to go. Pendants, that's the one. Bow of Sigurd. So we can see the charge attack effect is not anything special. This is one of grid piece. It's not required that you have by any means. But if you do 4-star uncap it and max level its skill, it does deliver a pretty hefty amount of normal attack modifier to your grid for the first 8 turns of a battle. So if you were to say be building an early to mid game grid with a Bahamut weapon, but you're looking at a battle that's only going to last like 4 or 5 turns, Bow of Sigurd will be better than the Bahamut weapon there for keeping your attack modifier high. Outside of that case, it's not that big a deal. And at this stage in the game, like if you don't have a good water bow, the Bow of Sigurd can work for it. If you need to have a bow main hand, there are a couple classes like that just need a bow, or that you don't really have that good of access to main hands for at this stage. And yeah, this would work for it. But there are other bows later that we can get and would be better. So ultimately, if you're farming, if you're trying to like farm weapons for grid pieces, in this series, Bow of Sigurd is, I believe, like the only one that really matters. If you're like us and don't have any guns, or don't have very many guns, Phantasmus is kind of okay. It's not amazing. And if you are someone who's playing with Zeus as a main friend summon, the Sleipnir Shoe is something that you'll end up using at some point. Just because of the garrison skill, which boosts defense based on your how low your HP is. Every other weapon in this series is not very good. So yeah, that's another clear. Good stuff. Next time should be more either main story or another another piece of content clear. I'd like to clear everything in this T2 series sooner rather than later, because that unlocks a skip for this series, and we all know how I like skips. I like not doing content. Alright, so anyway, without any further ado then, it's been Shadow SP, signing off. Thanks for watching.